Hello students, welcome to my video number 33. Here in this video I am going to start another interesting lesson under Unit 3, Science. The lesson is The Stolen Bacillus, written by a famous British writer, Herbert George Wells. He is the one who had written the famous science fiction stories The Time Machine and The Invisible Man. So let us see another story, an interesting story of him, and learn something about science world. Now here the story itself suggests something, and we can make out that it's going to be the story is going to be full of suspense. The stolen bacillus. Bacillus is actually a rod-shaped bacteriums. They are microorganisms and they are dangerous bacteria. So here we will see that there are two main characters, the bacteriologist and a visitor. The two of them are conversing with each other, and we will find out the intentions of the two. The intentions, how they vary from each other. The bacteriologist is working and researching on different dangerous bacteria and wanting to destroy all those bacteria which cause dangerous diseases. And on the other hand, this visitor, he has some cunning intentions in his mind. He wants to bring about an epidemic through the spread of dangerous bacteria. So let us see who is able to fulfill his intentions and how the story unfolds the different things. So let us continue. The beginning, as I said, it starts with the conversation. Between the two people. So here the bacteriologist is saying something. "This again," said the bacteriologist, slipping a glass slide under the microscope, "is a preparation of the celebrated bacillus of cholera, the cholera germ." So here he is showing some sample of these bacteriums in a glass slide which is kept under the microscope, and he's talking about it that this is the preparation of celebrated bacillus of cholera. Celebrated means the famous bacteria of cholera. So the cholera germ, and we are aware what is cholera, what kind of disease it is. It spreads through contaminated water or food, and it's a highly dangerous disease which brings about dehydration in the infected person's body. So he's showing the sample of it to the visitor. Now the pale-faced man, who's the visitor, peered down the microscope. He just looked into the microscope. Peered down means with difficulty, looking with difficulty. He was evidently not used to that kind of thing. What kind of thing? He was not used to observe such microorganisms in a microscope. So he was finding difficulty in observing those bacteriums kept under the microscope. So what he did, he kept one eye on the microscope and the other eye he covered with his hand. The free eye means the other eye he covered with his hand. "I see very little," he said. "Touch this screw," said the bacteriologist. "Perhaps the microscope is out of focus for you. Eyes vary so much." The bacteriologist understood the problem with him. These microscopes have some lenses fixed in front of them, and it is adjusted according to the eyesight of a person. So this eyes vary so much means here the eyesight of one person to another person is different. So he says that we have to adjust the things. The screw needs to be turned either this way or that way to adjust it according to the eyesight of the visitor. "Ah, now I see." Now after doing that, the visitor was able to see. Not so very much to see after all. He could not make out those little streaks which were there, which he could see. He could not make out clearly the things that he was looking at. They looked to him like little streaks and shreds of pink. Little streaks means, streaks here means the irregular lines, and shreds of pink means little touch of pink shade there. And yet those little particles, those mere atomies, might multiply and devastate a city. Wonderful. So here his little intentions are out here, but that also in a hidden way. He's not openly saying, but he is excited seeing those bacteriums in the microscope, that these such minute particles are so much powerful that if they get multiply and can bring a vast devastation of a city. So that is, we see his excitement with this world, with this word he has used here, wonderful. The excitement is shown here. Now, continuing, he stood up and releasing the glass slip from the microscope, held it in his hand towards the window. Now he wanted to see it more clearly, so he took out that glass slip under the microscope and kept it in his hand and took it towards the window. There he said, scarcely visible, looking carefully at the preparation, he hesitated. Are these alive? Are they dangerous now? Now here again he is just clearing the doubt, clearing the doubt that he has in his mind, that whether those bacteria are alive or not. Of course, he must be knowing that if the bacteria are not alive, they are of no use. So his intentions are also showing up here. To that thing, the scientist replied, "Those have been stained and killed," said the bacteriologist. "I wish for my own part we could kill and stain every one of them in the universe." Now look at the intention of the bacteriologist, which is clear here. He is saying that if it was in his power, he would have killed every single dangerous bacteria which was there in the universe, so that it could not bring about any kind of devastation. But the other one, the visitor, is having some other plan in his mind. Now he is now opening up to his intentions. What he says here, "I suppose," the pale man said with a slight smile, "you scarcely care to have such things about you in the active state." Now this is showing his intention here, that do you have any live and active bacterium in your lab? This is what he wants to know. That is what it's there in his mind, to find out if there was any living sample of bacteriums, of such dangerous bacteriums in his lab. So very hesitantly he is asking about it to the scientist, to the bacteriologist. "On the contrary, we are obliged to," said the bacteriologist. "Here, for instance." So he said, "No, of course we do have some samples of living bacteriums also." He walked across the room and took up one of the several sealed tubes. "Here is the living thing. This is a cultivation of the actual living disease, bacteria." He hesitated. "Bottled cholera, so to speak." So finally he shows him the sample of the bottled cholera, the bacteria, cholera bacteria kept in a tube. And to that, let us see what was the reaction of the visitor seeing that bottle having living bacteriums in them. A slight gleam of satisfaction appeared momentarily in the face of the pale man. He was like little satisfied, but it was not too much satisfaction. Why? Because still that tube was not in his possession. He could only see that. So a slight gleam of satisfaction, very slight satisfaction, was there on his face. The bacteriologist held the tube in his hand and thoughtfully he said, "Yes, here is the offending bacterium imprisoned." Offending means the dangerous, the bacterium that can bring about an epidemic. He showed that to him. It is imprisoned, means sealed inside that tube. Only break such a little tube as this into a supply of drinking water. Now he is telling him about the danger of that tube and the kind of destruction, devastation that small tube can bring about. He says to him that only empty this small tube into a supply of drinking water. Say to these minute particles of life, just say to them, go forth, increase and multiply, and death, mysterious, untraceable death, death swift and terrible, death full of pain and shame would be released upon this city. So he just tells him the secret that was kept there in the bottle, that it was full of death, that if it was open in the supply of drinking water, it would bring about death in the whole city. And the death will be mysterious, different adjectives the writer has used here to describe the death. Mysterious. Why? It will be mystery for people to find out what was the cause of so many death in the city. Untraceable. They won't be able to find out the reason of that death. Death swift and terrible, death full of pain and shame would be released upon this city. So let us stop here. I will continue in the next video from after this, and till then, everybody take care and God bless you all. Watch the video nicely and take care of yourself. Bye everybody. Take care.